Hey guys, how's it going?
I'm S.
I'm A.
And welcome back to our channel.
Yes, today we're gonna be eating some bomb. I don't know what it is exactly, but what is it?
So today I made some cucumber bites. So it's cucumber and then some guacamole and then some shrimp. I also have some other ones where I added some kimchi just to try something different.
And some white rice.
We have some white rice.
Can you see that? Sticky white rice.
So I decided to go with this today just because I just want to show that we can enjoy healthy food as well. It's as
when
enjoyable.
It's 20 plus pieces, I don't know how healthy it is.
Well, I mean, I know, but it's like for people that are looking for a healthier way.
Yeah, healthier option, so.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready to eat. We also have some teriyaki sauce from.
So she put this like special little sauce on top. You guys can comment if you want the recipe or whatever.
I'm just adding some teriyaki sauce to my rice. Just some leftover teriyaki sauce from it.
Super healthy. It's good.
And for today's video, we're gonna be talking about
the notorious
Ted Bundy.
Theodore.
And it's not just because we just finished watching the Netflix series.
Theodore Robert Bundy.
But the series is really good on Netflix.
It didn't even any teriyaki.
It didn't even have any.
It's just all packed over there.
So if you guys haven't watched the series on Netflix, definitely do that. It's really interesting. And if you're into that kind of thing, then you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, it was actually a really good
So it's a regular one with just the wok really and the shrimp.
Bomb or what? Had you tried it already?
I just tried the shrimp. I didn't try the whole thing with the cucumber and the...
I'm gonna try it with the kimchi. Yeah, so we decided to make something healthy because I get out late.
And then some rice with some teriyaki sauce.
It is crunchy. Bomb, guys. Highly recommend. Yeah,
I don't know if that focused, but...
I get out late and we're like not trying to eat super fat at 11 at night.
So to start off with Ted Bundy, I'll just kind of start off with his like childhood. He was actually, his mom, when she got pregnant, they send her to like a place where unwed mothers go to give birth. And she had left him there after she gave birth, so she went home without him. The kimchi one is really good.
Yeah, but no lie, I prefer the one with the guacamole.
This one has guac too.
But like just like I feel like the kimchi wins over the flavor of the guacamole.
Sure.
Not Mexican, you know, I gotta keep it Mexican sometimes.
So when his mother got home, her parents basically talked her into going back to this place and getting him back. And they raised him, the parents raised him as his son. And like the mother was his sister. And it was until later that he found out that
Yummy.
that his mom was actually, that his sister was actually his mom.
His sister was what?
His mom. When she left him at the...
I was too into the food. I was kind of like...
When she left him... when she gave birth, she left him.
Yeah.
And then went home and her parents made her go back for him. But they raised him as their own. So the grandparents raised him as his parents and his sister and his mom being his sister.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
So I think I showed you guys this already, but here it is again. So other than that, he had a relatively normal upbringing or childhood. Until he found out, obviously, that his mom was his sister, or his sister was his mom. But other than that, he lived a pretty normal life.
It's not normal.
Well, I mean, he didn't have any issues. I mean, by normal, like, he didn't have any issues, like traumas or anything. Maybe that was a trauma later, but him growing up, he didn't really have anything negative go on, I guess.
Yeah. But he must have been, like, mind blown when they told him.
Yeah.
Imagine fighting with your mom as your sister. So yeah, I mean, his childhood wasn't like anything strange. Like, I would think that's something he could get over, you know, but as he grew up, people would say that he was like kind of weird, but I think that's like after the fact, people just started speaking about him, like, but he did do some like weird little things, you know, like didn't he like hit a girl against the sand at the beach that was like, or like against the water, was like kind of drowning her, playing around. It was a bit aggressive.
Yeah, it was later on, I think, like when he was older.
No, it was as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, it was as a kid. He was like a rough like, he would get along roughly, you know, and that's why people, I guess, wouldn't like their kids hanging out with him. He was kind of awkward, I guess, and borderline autistic, huh? Or he never got good grades or nothing like that.
He was just an average student. He just thought he was smarter than he was.
But they said he struggled a lot. Like, he struggled a lot to get good grades or stuff like that. Like, he was not completely smart. That's why I thought it was weird when he grew up, how he was doing everything. I think he got in over his head, you know?
No, he just thought he was better than what he was.
He was cocky.
So when he started going to college, he took like advanced and honor classes, but he wasn't smart enough to be in them. So he struggled more than the average student. So
he wasn't really a smart guy. I think when he grew up was when he started like getting, like, he knew what he had and what was, like, I guess, his strengths. Like, he was very, I don't know, like, the way he carried himself, the way he laughed.
Like a smooth talker, like charismatic, like.
He had people laughing. Yeah. I could not believe that. Like, you're at the trial of a murderer and he had people laughing.
He was making jokes and stuff.
Yeah, so anyways, this guy grew up. He was a pretty normal guy. No one would think he was capable of it.
Yeah. It's not focusing.
It's too little. Give up.
An hour later.
An hour later. So yeah, like when he grew up, you know, he just started, I guess, trying to find himself. He was very disoriented in life. He was like I feel like he was free roaming, you know, just seeing what he could do, trying anything. He had this one guy that he like looked up to a lot, and everything that guy did, Ted Bundy would replicate it, you know. Like, that guy had a Volkswagen, a little bug, he went and got a bug. That guy was a lawyer, I believe, or was in law school. I think he did law school, and then Ted Bundy went to law school, which is where it comes from, that, you know, he kind of knew. It helped him in the long run, you know. He kind of knew what he was talking about when he was like fighting his case. It was him running the show.
So yeah. So that guy you were talking about that he was looking up to, that's kind of where he got the idea to get his car, which is a Beetle.
A Volkswagen Beetle.
Yeah, like a tan Beetle, in which so he copied the car off of this guy, and this became the car that was used for the kidnappings and the murders and all this stuff. So I think he was about like early 20s when he started to commit his crimes, and he would he would target college girls. So almost all his victims were college
young girls, yeah. Barely graduating high school.
We were in college.
Yeah, it was like
18, 19, 20-year-olds.
I think most of his killings were like around the college, huh? Like, he would abduct them from a college. But see, this guy was he was handsome, you know, like he had what it took to, like, I guess, persuade a woman to go with him. I don't think every single time was like an abduction. I think sometimes he would just lure them with him.
Yeah, I just think all the times were like getting lured in. Like, I don't think he grabbed someone and like.
But not at the Chi Omega. He went in there and killed them in their sleep.
That was at the end. I think at the end he like just lost control.
Yeah, that was a.
But towards the beginning, he would just like ask these young ladies like, "Hey, can you help me?" He would often use like crutches, or like he would put a cast on and ask for help to put stuff in his car. And then that's when he would like push him in or something.
He deserved an Oscar with the
acting.
Yeah, the acting he would do.
Yeah, so
a lot of them he would role play like he needed help with his car or something. Once he had them nearby, boom, you know, throw them in his car and strangle them to death. And then he didn't confess this till later on, but we now know like he practiced necrophilia, right? That's what it's called. I think that's having sex with the dead body. Right? So he was sick. But yeah, like.
So his murders began in the state of Washington. And when they started to like recognize him, and like, cause he would use his real name. Like when he would introduce himself, and he would like take girls that were somewhere with a group of friends, and then he would introduce himself to the group as Ted, and then somehow get this one of the girls to leave with him to his car. And then that's how then the girl would end up missing and then dead. So people knew that there was this guy named Ted. And they had a description of him. They knew his car.
Yeah, like they recognized the Volkswagen Beetle, tan color.
They had his real name. So then
that's the thing. Like it was as if he wasn't even trying to hide it or get away with it. Like he was just. I think that's what helped him get away with it. How he acted so irrationally, like just like it was nothing. You know, like he wasn't gonna do anything wrong. Type.
Yeah.
Like.
And then I think it was in Washington where he was one of the suspects because of all the descriptions and stuff. But when they questioned him, here's this law student that has no prior criminal record, and the police just took it as it's just a coincidence that this guy has the same name, has the same car, and kind of looks like the sketch.
I think people even started saying like, "Oh no, it's not him."
Yeah,
right? The witnesses.
That's true. One of the witnesses, they put him on a lineup, and she said that it wasn't him. That's true.
He was in a couple of lineups, I believe, because we'll talk about that right now. But so yeah, like he got apprehended that first time, and he went in like, yeah, well, you know, I'll go along with the law and what they gotta do, and like that, you know, like so
cooperative,
so cunning.
And cooperative.
Yeah, like
he has nothing to hide. It wasn't him.
Yeah, you know, smiling, and he loved the center of attention, dude. It's crazy, like how
he's a narcissist.
Yeah, like the way he spoke in front of the camera, like I'm ready. You know, just like it can't be him. You know, the way people looked at him, like for people to have seen him, and then you know when they see the guy and how he acted, be like, no, it wasn't him. It was I think their second thought, like it can't be him. Like look at this guy, you know. Like it can't be.
Yeah.
But they know it. Like, I guess you know he kind of fooled them.
So he ended up going to Utah and committed a few murders there. And there was actually, I think the survivor, when the lady that survived was actually from Utah.
Was that one that he tried to like? What did he say? He was a cop, right?
Yeah. So this girl was shopping at the mall, and he went in the mall and found her and said that there was somebody trying to break in her car, and he was in a cop uniform. She took her outside to her car and kept asking her to make sure nothing was missing, and the girl said no, and then he was asking her if she wanted to go make a statement at the police station, and she said yes. He took her in his car.
Yeah, but before he took her, the girl was actually like weirded out because she felt like he wanted him to lean in, and he would awkwardly like lean in. Is there anything missing? Is there anything missing? And she's like, do you have like ID or something? And he actually pulled out a badge.
So she got
oh, okay. Like,
so she got in the car with him, and he took her to a school, like a parking.
Yeah,
like
parking lot at the school.
And then that's when I think he was starting to get aggressive with her, and she was able to escape and run.
Ran to the street,
Yeah,
oncoming. I think she jumped into an oncoming car.
Yeah.
Like she opened the door and she was like, "Help! Take me to a police station or whatever." She was actually the first person to get away.
Mhm.
And so because of that, Ted Bundy, he got apprehended for the first time. I think what was it that he got caught for after the report? Cause he got caught for something, right? And then they put him on a lineup. I forgot exactly what it was, but he got put on the lineup, and he had actually changed his whole. Huh?
Was it a street stop?
I think was that the traffic stop.
I think it was a traffic stop.
And
he had to go for a lineup.
yeah, he went for a lineup, and he actually changed his whole appearance, you know, because he didn't want to go or whatever. He changed his whole appearance and like switched his hair, I believe, like from one side to the other side. But she just knew, like, it's him.
The girl was still able to point him out, and then that's when they arrest him for the attempted kidnap of this girl.
Then he was at the courthouse library. You know, he was his own lawyer, so he's over here preparing himself. I heard like he could walk around freely and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Like since like we say his appearance wasn't that of a serial killer or someone you would think would do harm. So they would say,
and it was true that the fact that he was being his own defense lawyer, that he was able to be more free. He didn't have to be in handcuffs, even though he should have been, I think, still. But they gave him more freedom so he can research and be in the library comfortably to be able to fight his case.
So what he started doing was, I guess he made up this plan. Like he was already in the courthouse library a couple of times. Probably saw this window or whatever. And what he would do in his room was he would ready himself by jumping off the top bunk, you know, just jumping off to ready his legs for impact. Because the courthouse library was like on the 3rd floor, I think. Second or 3rd floor. So this guy, you know, he's in there, and I believe one of the officers asked like his other lawyer, right, or someone, his defendant or something like that. This old man, he's like, "Oh, where's Ted Bundy?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't know it was my job to watch him," you know, joking around. And when they go, he had jumped out the window and ran for the mountain, so he escaped. That was his first magical escape. He was like a Houdini.
I think he lasted like 4 or 5 days on the run, but he ended up turning himself in because it was too cold and he didn't have food or anything, so he wasn't.
He was disoriented.
Yeah, he wasn't surviving, so he just turned himself back in.
And he messed up because the only reason he survived so long out there, he had found a bunk in the woods, or a cabin in the woods. But then he, you know, decided to take off and continue his journey. And it started to rain, I believe. It started to rain, he got super cold, and was just like, you know, got out of there and was like, I need help. Turned himself in.
So then
when he was in jail, he slimmed himself down to where he could fit through this little tiny hole in the roof. So he squeezed through the roof. I think he broke into, I believe it was like a locker room or an office or something, and found some clothes that he changed into and walked right out the front of the prison. So from there, he made his trip. You know, he had time. I think he took like buses, trains, and airplanes, everything to get to Florida, where he was at. I believe, was he in Miami, or he was living on the? He went, I think, because the beaches were there and he could live on the beach.
He was living on the beaches, yeah.
So yeah, he ends up in Florida, where he starts committing even more crimes. And I think Florida was the state that got him, right?
Yeah. Because I think at that point he just lost control. I mean, there's no control which he had before. I mean, he's still killing these girls, but I think in Florida it was just like one after the other, sloppier and sloppier he was getting.
It was out of hand.
It was just out of hand, and I think he couldn't control himself anymore.
He went on a rampage, like the same day.
He killed like 3 people, right?
At the Child Omega, yeah, he broke into the sorority house and killed like, I believe it was 3 or 4 women, and killed them all in their sleep, so they didn't even get to wake up. Killed them all in their sleep.
And then broke in somewhere else, and I think killed another girl.
He like 4 blocks down or something, and they didn't think nothing of it. One of the officers was saying that when he got the call, like, he was like, nah, like, you know, like, go check it out or whatever, and it was another murder, same case, you know, brutally murdered, and they couldn't believe it, like, what the heck's going on, and he didn't get caught right then and there. And I think this one officer just saw a weird, strange car.
Oh yeah, and he did a U-turn, and the officer stopped him because of the U-turn, and it turned out to be Ted Bundy. So that's the guy that caught him.
And that was
it.
That was the final time. Yeah. The highlight of that cop's career.
Yeah, so then they obviously arrested him, and he was in court. He was his own defense attorney. And we were watching like the clips, and we couldn't believe, because he would make jokes and stuff, and the people
they would laugh.
And it's like, it was crazy, because it's like there's this serial killer that killed all these girls
brutally, like horrifically killed them, and
he's sitting here fighting, like defending his case and making jokes, and people are laughing, and like he made a joke because he was working with another defense attorney. And I don't know, I guess they had like a disagreement, and then the other defense attorney walked out on him, and he made a joke now there's three, and everybody in the courtroom laughed. Like, it was a joke. It's like, here's this guy that's
and then there was 3.
Yeah, and then there was 3.
And the whole courtroom laughing like, what the hell? This guy was good with people, you know?
He was very charismatic.
And that's
they eventually found him guilty, and he received the death sentence, and he was executed by electric chair.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see if you can get my last bite, guys. Hopefully it'll... Come on. Oh, there it goes. Yay.
Yeah, but this guy was crazy. I mean, like, he thought he had it in the bag. Like, the way he acted...
He thought he was going to get away with it.
Yeah. But, like the way, sometimes I look at it, like, it sucks, because that's what that person liked, you know, enjoyed. He enjoyed that. Like, that was his, like, he even said it, like, in that interview when he tells all at the end, he says it like, he was speaking in third person. I don't know why, but it made it easier for him to tell his story from the outside view. He would just say, you know, like, once you've tried it, he's like, you just, you know, you fiend for more, and then it becomes like, you know, he actually tried living good for a while, huh? It was a while where he was like, like straight, like, I think he was trying to control himself, but it just was like, I need it again, you know, and he went on another rampage.
I just wonder what triggered him to do the first one. I guess because I think after he did the first one, he realized that, like, maybe the adrenaline rush or whatever he felt But I'm
No, he
just wondering.
actually, I think he got off. Like, remember when he's asking the
The witnesses.
yeah, like to describe. I
What
believe
they
it was the
saw.
officer. He was like, since he was his own defendant, he's asking the officer questions. You know, he's like, so can you describe the exact position of her body
With details, with all the
of
details.
the scene with the detail? And the officer would say it, and like people were like, what the hell? Like he wanted to hear. Like it was like he was getting off
Yeah, they're reliving it
the
or something.
moment.
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh. Like,
I don't know. He was crazy. I wonder what like psychologically happened. I don't know. Maybe some chemicals were not right in his head. I don't know.
I don't like people study these guys, right? Or they study criminal minds and all this, but I just believe like it's just some people. It's like you like certain things and I like certain things and she likes certain things. Like, it's just some people have weird, stuff they like.
But it has to be something chemically wrong, like something scientifically wrong or
Why though?
wrong.
Why does there have
Because
to be
how is that
something wrong? Why can't it just be that that's who he is?
But that's not normal.
It's not, but
That's what I'm saying. There has to be something wrong.
But neither are like these athletes out here. They're not normal. They're abnormal. They're incredible human beings. But it's positive stuff. You know what I mean? This dude just fiends for weird stuff and likes weird stuff.
But that's my point. Like there has to be something wrong or something off in his brain that causes that behavior.
I mean, I'm not a killer or nothing, okay? But I'm just saying, like, all animals kill each other and stuff, right?
But that's
only in our race.
That's instinct, though.
Yeah, survival.
It's kill for survival. He was not killing these girls because they're for survival.
But like, what I'm saying is like
animals don't kill for
his
pleasure.
eyes or whatever he believes in is different from.
But what I'm saying is that there has to be something wrong.
Why does there have to be something wrong? Why can't that just be him?
Because how is that?
There's nothing wrong in his head. That guy was perfectly freaking normal. He acted normal.
So it's just normal. It
wasn't normal. I just think that's just what he liked and what he enjoyed doing, and it sucks for us and for those people. But like that, what I'm trying to get at is that people enjoy weird stuff, like, and it's wrong. You know what I mean? Because society has set these standards, and it's wrong. Like what he did is wrong. But to him, in his world and his life, that's what he wanted to do.
I still think there has to be something wrong in his head. Like, there has to be an extra chemical balance or something.
He wasn't like autistic. You say he wasn't autistic.
He wasn't mentally challenged.
Exactly. Okay.
But that doesn't mean that that's the only people that commit crimes. I'm not saying he had a
or
chromosome.
insane. He was never declared insane because he wasn't insane.
He was a narcissist.
So then what's wrong?
I don't know. That's one of my questions.
There was nothing wrong. That was just him. Thank you.
No, thank you. There has to be. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Was there something wrong in his head, or do you guys just think that this is just the person that he was, and that's just what he liked? Tell us in the comments. Stop yelling. I'm right here.
It's because he says, guys, before you make your decision, he says clearly, like, that's just, I couldn't contain myself. There was something that doing that, it fueled him. He couldn't contain himself. He couldn't do anything about it, and he tried. So you know what I mean? Like,
but if you're trying to not do something,
it's like telling me to not eat food and make videos.
What if he was schizophrenic and something in his head was telling him to kill these girls, and he's trying to help not do it, but he can't control that voice in his head, and that's why he's doing it. Like, hello, there has to be something that was wrong, and then that's why he can't stop, and he couldn't control himself.
I mean,
at the end, it was like a burst, and he couldn't even control.
Now tell me that
stop himself.
Like, there was nothing wrong with Ted Bundy, but those actions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yes, I would agree.
There was nothing wrong with the man, just what he enjoyed doing that was illegal and bad and horrible. Like, but there was nothing wrong with that man. Like, if you would have met him, you could probably talk to him and stuff, but you would probably try to kill him.
But that doesn't mean he's not has double personality or multiple personality disorder or something. Like, you don't know that.
I mean, it's just
like, a persona he's trying to present.
It's just like you. Like, there's things that you do behind closed doors that you don't do in front of the eyes of everybody.
But I don't go around killing people. It's not the same thing.
But that's because you don't enjoy that.
But okay, whatever. We're never gonna settle this. Tell us what you guys think. because obviously we're never gonna agree.
I'm just saying, like.
You already said what you had to say.
I'm just saying, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
I'm just saying.
Comment, like, and share our video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye.